Welcome to another RSR. This afternoon we are reviewing Minnesota Vikings 21, Pittsburgh Steelers 24, the NFL Dublin game 2025. The Pittsburgh Steelers win in week 4 to make their record 3-1. They've only lost to one team, the Seattle Seahawks. Minnesota Vikings are now 2-2 after this loss, and frankly, I think the scoreline flatters them. I legit believe the scoreline flatters the Vikings. I don't think this game was that close. I think they did some scoreboard window dressing at the end of the game. I think the Steelers kind of hoisted themselves up and said, hey, you know what? We'll go for it on 4th and goal, 3 yards away, and I think that really made this game look closer. I really do. And that last goal line stand didn't end up being a full-on goal line stand because they went for it. I think that made this game look so much closer than it should have. And then the fact they punted it on that final 4th down when they really could have went for it on 4th and 1, but because they blew it on 4th and goal, either way. This game wasn't as close as it looked. I really don't think so. It was awesome to see the Steelers play in Dublin. I wish I was in Dublin. That's an absolutely cool thing to see. Like, having Irish blood. It's awesome to see them play in Ireland. Having a beautiful reason to root for the Steelers. It's awesome to see the Steelers in Ireland. And frankly, I wish I was there to see this game. I wish me and that reason were there to see this game. But watching it on TV was pretty cool. Watching the game on TV was pretty cool. Seeing them play in Ireland at 8:30 in the morning is awesome, really. Cool. It's a very cool moment to see the Steelers play and win this game. They should have won by more, though. They should have won by more. Points are scored as follows. First quarter, the fumble return does not count for Jalen Ramsey. I feel like that was BS. We'll get back to that. There was kind of a bookend there. The first actual point scored by Will Reichard on that drive, a 41-yard field goal, 3-0. For the Steelers, they get the ball. They drive down the field on their second drive. Kenneth Gainwell punches it in for a 1-yard touchdown run, 3-7. He looked really good tonight, or this morning. Weird. Second quarter. DK Metcalf, 1 pass, 1 play, 1 throw. Gets the ball from Aaron Rodgers on the pass. He runs it in. 80-yard touchdown catch, 3-14. Will Reichard scores a 28-yard field goal to make it 6-14. Halftime, it is 6-14. The Steelers lead. Third quarter, Kenneth Gainwell has a 4-yard touchdown run to make it 6-21. The fourth quarter, 33-yard field goal for Chris Boswell to make it 6-24. He made 1 field goal today. The other one was blocked. I don't blame him for that one. You might. I don't. Xavier Scott catches the ball at the end of the end zone, keeps his feet in, toe tap, 16-yard touchdown catch, perfect pass by Carson Wentz there. And Jalen Naylor catches the 2-point conversion to make it 14-24. The drive after the Steelers go for it on 4th down, the Vikings drive down. Jordan Addison gets them up to the end zone. There is a goal line stand by the Steelers, but they go for it on 4th down. Jalen Naylor with a 2-yard touchdown catch to make it 21-24. The Steelers punt it away. The Vikings have one more chance to drive for a game-winning or a game-tying field goal or a game-winning touchdown, and they don't. The first play of that drive was a pick. But he did not have control of the ball as he was getting pushed out of bounds. So the drive continues. The set of downs continues. I think that's a bad call, but it's just like the fumble recovery. Total BS on both ends to really open and close the game for the Steelers. In the end, didn't really bite them in the ass because the Minnesota Vikings turn it over on downs. The Steelers get to kneel it out, final 21-24. The Steelers dominated this game for me. I think they dominated this game. I think the only reason it looked close was because The Steelers chose to go for it right up at the end zone. They didn't put it in. Vikings score a touchdown and they go for it. And the game's a 3-point game. I think a lot of scoreboard window dressing in that fourth quarter made this game look close. I don't think the Vikings were that close to the Steelers at all over the game. I think Aaron Rodgers had a very good game. I think DK Metcalf had a really good first half especially, but he had a good game. And Kenneth Gainwell, why did the Eagles not keep him? Seriously, man of the game, player of the game for me, Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell legitimately, honestly, I know Jaylen Warren's hurt. That's why he got the bulk of the touches. And he was playing like a first down back or a normal running back instead of a third down back. But this dude has it. The Philadelphia Eagles could have had a tandem for longer than 1 year of Saquon Barkley and Kenneth Gainwell. They proceed to let him go to the Pittsburgh Steelers to let him be in a tandem with Jaylen Warren. And now, Gainwell arguably might be the starter. Now, you're saying, Ryan, you were the guy saying Jaylen Warren should start over Najee Harris at the end of last year. Yeah, and I was right then. Warren was better than Najee. Simple. I don't know if Warren's better than Gainwell, though. I don't know. But the good news is even when Warren starts to get back, they could slowly let him get back to normal levels of play if he's not the starter. Or if he is going to end up being the starter. They could slowly ease him back in, which is better. If he is as talented as we think, and he is better than Gainwell, he'll earn his starting spot back, but you could let Gainwell have most of the work until Warren is ready to have that work. And if Gainwell earns the starting spot during that time of Warren being hurt and also being eased back in, so damn be it. Let him fight. Let him fight. That's my point. It's good to have that problem. It's good to have that problem. But to me, I thought the Steelers' defense was very dominant today. I thought their pressure on Wentz was amazing. They had his ass dead to rights a good couple of times. And he did get away with a couple of throwing him away and all that. But Wentz was pressured to hell and back. Hell, I think both defensive lines were really good. But I think Wentz was pressured to hell and back. I really believe that, frankly, he definitely got lucky not to get sacked as many times or more times than he did. They pressured him to hell and back. The Steelers' defense, I think, is starting to get back to the form they should have, more or less. Yes, they were bad the first 2 weeks of the season, but this is more like it. This is more like it. Players are coming back, less injuries, but this is more like it for the Steelers. This is more what I expect out of their defense. Not completely, but this is more like it. If we have the offense, they finally have a good quarterback in Aaron Rodgers for the first time in 8 years. If their offense is more like this and their defense gets back to what it should be, the Steelers are a low-key contender. If they aren't turning a corner, then they might be screwed. But I think they're starting to turn a corner on defense. Now, don't lose it on offense. I don't think they will, but, let's keep an eye on that. But I think their offense, Aaron Rodgers is doing amazing. They got good wide receivers. They got an amazing running back, amazing 2 running backs. But honestly, I think Gainwell should be the starter. The game that he played, he's a third down running back who got to be the bell cow for once, and shit, he was amazing. He was amazing. I'm not saying Jaylen Warren sucks. Again, I was backing him up back in January saying he should have been starting over Najee Harris. He should have been. He should have been. Point blank period. And I was glad they kept him. But Gainwell might just be that dude. That's nothing against Jaylen. Gainwell might just be that dude. And I thought he was a pretty damn good running back with the Eagles. And I was wondering why they let him go. And I think now that I saw Gainwell play this game and be the player of the game, they're idiots for letting him go. Absolute idiots. The Steelers should not have won by 3 because they should have won by like 10 or 15. 10, 14, 21. The Vikings had no chance in hell. All right? Like, they scoreboard window dressed this game to look like they lost by 3. They really didn't. They got owned. I'm sorry. The score doesn't tell you the story of this game. Don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people who are like, well, they only won by 3. No. No. The Steelers dominated them until they kind of played themselves. They kind of made sure this game was a 3-point win, as in their decisions. As in the decision to go for it on 4th down. As in the Vikings chose to go for it on 4th down and they scored a touchdown, so it was a 3-point game. They tied it up, or I wouldn't say tied it up, but they got it closer in garbage time. I would not say that this game was anywhere as close as the score would say it was. This game was not close. So it was a 3-point win. It really wasn't. But okay, take that moral victory if you want to. Should you? No. Will you? I guess. The good news for the Vikings is Carson Wentz is good. I don't know what it is with Kevin O'Connell making shit quarterbacks look like Pro Bowlers. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Dude must be a quarterback whisperer. I mean, shit. You got Kirk Cousins finding his 2017 form. You got Sam Darnold. And you got Carson Wentz. J.J. McCarthy on the merits is better than all 3 of those guys. And I know he's hurt, but I don't know why Kevin O'Connell is so good at making shit quarterbacks look like Pro Bowlers. I don't know why that's a thing. Because they're all. I mean, yeah, I know that Kirk Cousins made an NFC title game, but he had fallen off. I wouldn't say fallen off a cliff, but he wasn't as good as that year until his last year before the Achilles injury. Kevin O'Connell was the coach. He got him back to that level. But in between, he was shit. So, before that 2017 and in between 2017 and 2022, he was shit. So, I guess we knew he could do it. But then again, you could say, well, Wentz, we know he could do it too. He was almost the MVP before he blew out his knee. Yeah, what happened in between? Actually, that was the same year. Yeah. Can we really... Either way, good on Kevin O'Connell. Either way, Vikings, you looked solid. You didn't really... I should say, you didn't really lose by 3, but you lost by 3. Take that moral victory and go. Steelers, you should have won by more. I think you should have won by more. Gainwell's that dude. Rodgers is that good. The defense played pretty damn well. What can you do? Steelers win, though, so you live with it. Get back over stateside. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for MLB postseason predictions because the Blue Jays are in. As of now, we don't know if that'll be the American League East champion or a wild card team, but we know they're in. You take that. So we will predict the playoffs because I would be very disingenuous if I didn't as a Blue Jays fan. So with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your Sunday, the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See ya. Here we go, Steelers. At least I'm wearing black and gold. I need a Steelers jersey. I really do. I really do. Because I don't think this Steelers bandwagoning is going to be something that's a fleeting moment. It's probably going to be the rest of my life. So am I really a bandwagoner or am I just a fan at this point? I'd say fan, because it's probably be the rest of my life. Not probably, it is. I love it, though. Peace.